Good morning. Myself Harshad Patil and I am here to present my thesis presentation. My topic is related to food growing techniques and its education. Yes, it's agriculture, an agricultural institute. The name itself suggests us that agri from agricultural and texture from architecture. Hence, there are architectural interventions and innovations in the project. India is an agricultural country whose culture is dependent on agriculture. The importance of agriculture in modern time is rapidly dwindling. Hence, we need to promote agricultural education. Today, city life and village life are connected through agriculture. Thus, the project is proposed on modern and traditional educational campus. Need of the project: the lack of farming education, losses and minimum amount of money in hands of farmer, inadequate irrigation. The government proposal: the Maharashtra Smart proposal was inaugurated in 2018. On basis of this project, under the guidance of ICAR and Government of Maharashtra, Krishi Vidyapit Dapoli has reserved and proposed for agricultural college. As I am proposing an agricultural college, there must be sufficient area for farming practices and adequate water supply. My site is located on the river bank of Kundalika at Killa village of Roha Taluka from Raigad district. It is central part of Maharashtra coastline. It is located on Roha Kolad road next to Mumbai Goa highway. Site is accessed by road on the northern side and southern side by river and east west by farms. Site features: site area is around 100 acres. Coconut trees, mango tree and gulmo trees are found on site. It is a flat land with gentle slope towards the river. Killa is well connected by roadway and railway. Roha bus stand is 6.6 kilometers and Kolad bus stand is 7.2 kilometers. Roha railway station is 6.7 kilometers and Kolad railway station is 7.6 kilometers. Picture A shows the Roha Killa road which is covered with the trees. In B, we can see the flat site with the trees on the edge. In C, we can see the Kundalika river. In D, the agriculture center besides the site. In E, the hall. And F, the poultry farming besides. Killa comes under warm and humid climatic zones. Average summer temperature is 30.7 degrees Celsius. Annual rainfall is 3450 mm. Southwest to northeast is the wind direction. Red laterite soil is found on the soil. SWOT analysis: plenty of water is the strength. Weakness is power supply and road networks. Opportunity is scope for development of education. According to the ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, 100 acres of land is needed to propose an agricultural institute. Around that, 33% is permissible for construction and 66.6 is permissible for farming. In 33%, we can see is divided into 70% of built up area, 15% of RG, 10% of road and 5% of amenities. Moving to concept: tree, symmetry and void. The circulation of food and water by means of capillary action in trees. The tree and its branches offer a creative and useful way to organize and present. The pathway and roadways depict the tree capillary action from roots to leaves. It shows that different elements are related and connected to each other. The roadway and structures are proposed in symmetry using voids. Hence, modern vernacular architecture has been proposed. Total built up area is 51,250 square meters. Zoning: the site is divided into three parts: the public, semi-public and private. Areas are auditorium, museum and supermarket. Both the structure possesses different entry exit points to avoid traffic congestion. The central road is the main road which takes us to the semi-public and further to the private areas of the site. The semi-public and private areas are well segregated by farms and parking spaces. The semi-public places consist of administration, institution, canteen, library, and the private spaces consist of hostels, residences, clubhouses, greenhouses, and the farms. Institute: it is east-west oriented with a grand double height entry at southwest. It is a ground plus one story structure, covers about 12,000 square meters. Institute composed of labs, classrooms, lecture halls, etc. Courtyard and central plaza has been carved out and serves as a multi-purpose area. Classrooms are proposed on the northern side with external treatment to avoid the harsh light. Cross ventilation can be seen in the spaces. The lecture halls are replaced with the multipurpose halls, and the extension educational department has been added on the first floor. Elevations are a mixture of arches and fins. Arches are planned over window in a descending manner to create the aesthetical beauty. In section, we can see the floor height of 4.2 meters. Section BB, north west side elevation. The entrance view of the institution building, internal plaza view, west side view, pathway view. It has been proposed on the central part of the site, the head of the institute. It covers about 3,500 square meters of area. It has main tower type structure surrounded by 4 substructures. It has been north-south oriented parallel to the main highway. Courtyard has been carved out of the main building. The substructures are well connected with pathways, and the admin block is accessible 3 sides by pedestrian walkway and 1 side by roadways. It is a ground plus 1 story structure. It is a symmetrically designed. Radial symmetry can be seen. Pergolas cover the pathway joining the substructures. Dean cabin and HOD's cabin has been proposed on the first floor. Section CC shows us the floor to floor height of 4.2 meters. The south side elevation gives the proper height 11.20 meters of the building. Entrance view of administration building, the internal view, the exterior view, and the southeast side view. Canteen is the next building located centrally of the side. It is a symmetrically designed. Lateral symmetry is seen, so it can be accessible by east and west direction. Following 2 entry and exit points. Outdoor seating has been provided in the outskirts with the landscape. The canteen covers the area of 750 square meters. It is a ground floor structure designed for about 600 students. Works on solar and biogas fuel. Traditional types of roofs has been proposed, and chamfer at the end gives the aesthetical beauty to the elevation. Enclosed duct has been given in kitchen, works as a natural chimney. Library. It is proposed next to the institute near the natural pond present in the site. It is a G+1 structure with 1000 square meters area. It is east-west oriented with the northwest main entrance. A passage and pathway has been proposed for relaxed reading. It will help to create soothing environment. Colonnade supporting the roof over the passage gives aesthetical beauty to the building. The first floor, east side elevation, and the aerial view of the building. Clubhouse is centrally located just behind the canteen building. The total built-up area of clubhouse is 1000 square meters. It is east-west oriented ground floor structure. Indoor games, court, gymnasium has been provided. Sitting stands has been introduced in playground and swimming pools. Overall, to refresh the mind, clubhouse has been designed in the space. Section GG shows us the stands, the swimming pool, and the clubhouse. Down there is the pathway view, the playground and stand view. Hostels are located at the middle of the plot and last to be constructed areas. Hostels are at a secured and a private part of the institute. There are 2 different hostels. One is for boys and other is for girls. Hostels are at safe distance from each other. It is a G+2 storage structure. It covers about 4000 square meters area. Courtyard are carved about of the 2 solid blocks and well connected with a connecting passage. South side elevation and section HH. 1 residence and class 2 residence. Class 1 residence is a small 2 BHK bungalow, can be used by deans, HODs who resides here with their families. The other facilities are provided for them. Total area of bungalow is 200 square meters. The class 2 residence, it is a twin bungalow, can be used by professor who stays here with their families. Total area of the plot is 100 square meters. Below are the elevation of the buildings, the sections and the aerial views. 3 residence. It is proposed in the east direction in front of the international hostel. The building is designed as lateral symmetry. It is a ground plus 2 structure of 1 BHK flats. It is a RCC structure of area 400 square meters. We can see the south side elevation and the section KK and the overall view of the building. International hostels are proposed in the interior of each direction. It is designed as per lateral symmetry. It is a ground plus one storage structure, covers the area of about 300 square meters. On ground floor, there are VIP suites with pantry and multi-purpose areas, whereas on first floor, there are VVIP suites for international students. Here we can see the northwest side elevation and section LL. Auditorium and museums are the two different buildings located under one roof. It is located in the public zone, serves as separate entry and exit points. It is east-west oriented with a common entry on the northern side to both the buildings. The auditorium covers of 1500 square meter area, whereas museum covers 750 square meter built-up area and 500 outdoor exhibition area. The museum comprises of outdoor as well as indoor museum and the hall below the Audi. The spacious parking has been designed for both the structures. The north side elevation and the section shows the heights of the Audi. East side elevation, the view, outdoor exhibition area view, the east side elevation. Organic supermarket. It is located in the public zone. It also serves the separate entry exit points. It is north-south oriented with a main entrance on southern side. The organic supermarket covers an area of 1000 square meters. The north side roof has been designed with jali walls. The side section and the side elevation. The north side elevation, the east side elevation, the section OO and the section PP of the site. On east and west side, vertical fins are beneficial to avoid harsh sun, and on north and southern, horizontal overhangs with wide projection is beneficial. External treatment has done on southern side. There are more openings provided on the northern side in the project. The traditional techniques like jali wall has been introduced to pass the air through the structure. It controls airflow, light and temperature. It also prevents the glare from east and west, also improve the building aesthetics. Cross ventilation is important in warm and humid climate for exchange of air, which improves the indoor air quality. The site comes under warm and humid climate. Characteristics of warm and humid climate are heavy rainfall and high humidity. Design proposed, we have kept ventilations, sloping roof, courtyard. We have studied the Mahoney table and found out the thermal stress for the daytime and the night time. The graph shows us the stress for daytime and the night time. Pergolas has been provided on the pathways, forming a shaded pathway. It is proposed of the renewable material, mostly of MS steel. We can see the passive features layout, the courtyards, the overhangs, the jali wall, the pergolas and the cross ventilation through the structures. Landscape is an important element altering the microclimate of the space. Selecting the proper variety of plantation and placement helps to reduce the heat gain and acts as a buffer zone. More tree has been proposed for the comfortable shadow near the structures. Neem tree has been proposed for pure oxygen near the structure. The mango plantation has been done for the revenue generation, and the foliage gives the shadow to the surrounding. The coconut tree has provided on the edges of the plot to create the aesthetical beauty. Then the rubber farming is done and rubber can be produced. Supari tree is an important commercial crop in that area. Load bearing construction. This type of construction is suitable for the project as there are no high rise building proposed in the project. Buildings are either ground or G+1 structure. So there is no huge amount of structural load. Thus the system is economical for the scale of the project. The hard strata in the region can be found at the depth of 1 meter. Hence shallow foundation can be used. Stone foundation is used and brick foundation above that. See the section through the external wall and section through the toilet sunk. Filler slab. It consumes less concrete and steel due to reduced weight of the slab. Also, it enhances the thermal comfort inside the structure due to the heat resistance qualities of filler materials like Mangalore tiles and the gap in between them. Filler slab is used over all the structures. The north light has been proposed over the supermarket building. It can be used over the span from 20 to 30 meters. We have proposed for 25 meters span. The glaze portion faces the north for the best light. The roof truss is a structural framework designed to bridge the space above the room and provide the support for the roof. The proposal lies in the ruler and the local vernacular system of sloping roof has been adopted. The system is made up of MF steel that is recyclable and the rafters and purlins are of same material covered with Mangalore tiles. The maximum span of Howitt roof truss is 18 meters of our structures. Space frame has been used in museum building for outdoor exhibition area. It gives column free space, easy to dismantle, easy to transport and easy to handle. Materials and availability. Advantage of using the mud brick. Mud brick is a versatile material and is available everywhere. It is cheap yet durable material if properly used for construction. It provides better insulation than steel. MS steel is recyclable, the speedy construction and can be manufactured to desirable strength. Mangalore tiles provides ventilation especially in summer. It adds the aesthetically beauty to the elevation. The black basalt rock, it is naturally available, it is recyclable and the production cost is low. We can see the water flow from pump room to the structures and the water flow from river Kundalika to filtration unit to paddy fields, landscape and the ponds. Total water required is 1,97,000 over the campus. 96,000 liters of water is required for landscape. The section through grass pavers. Grass pavers are provided in the parking spaces, pathways which percolates the water. The section of pathway side drain. Rainwater harvesting layout. We can see the natural surface water flow in the northern direction towards the river, the catchment area and the water tank. The renewable sources, mulch, organic fertilizer can be derived from the animal waste, vegetable waste and shredded leaves, etc. They provide additional nutrients to the plants. It improves the texture and the fertility of the soil. Biogas is also a renewable source of energy. Biogas production is natural. Biogas has been used in kitchen for the canteen. And the solar application, solar energy is radiant light and heat from the sun that is harnessed using photovoltaic cell. Solar pumps are introduced in the field. Solar light are proposed on the, they require much more maintenance. Solar panels are provided over the parking sheds. Total 413 panels are required to generate 579 kilowatts energy. Electrical layout. The main electrical supply to the site through substation, then the transformer yard, then the electric meter room and the power backup. Drainage layout. We have proposed the DVAT system, the septic tank, then the biogas settler, the Arabic baffled reactor, Arabic filter, the plant gravel filter, the pond system. Hence, this project proposal gives food production, educational awareness, job opportunities, strong farming communities, less carbon footprint, and entertainment and revenue.